the LOTRO family accounts on Twitter and on Facebook, although I don't manage anything on Facebook. Today we'll be carrying on our questing in Angmar on our Beorning. We're still slightly under-leveled, but we're going to start with hopefully some easier quests to get back into the swing of it. Yesterday I did play as Silver a little bit, didn't level at all, but that wasn't the aim. The aim of yesterday was to boost some of these virtues, which you can see are still a little bit underpowered, but I haven't done as many deeds as I ought to have done by this stage in the game. You have to excuse me if I keep drinking liquids. I've got a horrible mouth ulcer. It's quite painful. So, what we're going to do first are a quest called Restoring the Peas. Ha 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 ha. Chortle. We're helping the Trevgolog really still with just basics in their fight against Angmar, survival in this case, and we are going to recover their peas for them. Yay. Last time we made medicine from plants, so yeah. And then a bit further north in Donvile, we've got fuel for the forge. Yes, so we're trying to collect hot burning coal in order so that they can make their tools and weapons, presumably. Right, now I don't expect a nice simple ride through Angmar here, but we'll hit whatever we have to get our way. I don't think I've upgraded... Oh, I did upgrade my gear since last time a little bit. And I've replaced my axe with a club because it had better might stats in it. So we'll see how I get on with that. I've never used a two-handed club before. Probably be fine. Okay, I don't want to do too much more with the Trevgolog. What I'm going to do once I've done these two is we'll follow any other mini quest lines that occur because of the ones we've already picked up. But then we'll be picking up the epic, which sends us to Malanhad. Some tough creature mobs in that area, and we may possibly come down to this campsite here where there are some other folks. Failing that, we may just end up going straight back down here to Gabel Sathur, which is a dwarven stronghold. We may or may not do their quest, depending on how I feel. Right. Hi, Rebel. I don't know how people get the sound but no video thing. Really, really weird. I'm going to be doing my best on... I don't know how much you caught of what I've said already, so I'll assume very little. I'm struggling a bit with talking today because of a tongue mouth ulcer that's really painful. If it gets really bad, I've got a very small amount of alcohol in the house that I can have to numb it. Right, it's not worth me riding through here because all the mobs will attack me, which just gives them a chance of getting a few hits in before my mount fails. So we'll just be yeah, the weird thing about my fibro and extra mouth pain is that it tends to affect other areas of, you know, where else I would normally have pain. So it's actually sending more pain into my neck than I think is there. Hard to work out. But hey, we'll persist. We'll keep going. Right, now then, I need to be down this hill, not up it. Go figure. Presumably you're watching from work again, Rebel. Right, we're gonna go recover some pea plants for the Trevgolog. I somehow don't think that the Angmarim will just let me steal their pea plants, but we'll see. Yes, there's only 1 or 2 bows like it, but they crop up in loot. As far as I know, only in loot. They're made of grey wood. It's a grey wood bow, and I think they nearly all have grey wood in their name. So just keep your eye out for. It's a loot skin. It's not a. So this one's Swift Greywood Bow. It might well be very low level for that matter. I don't think I've kept it in my bags to show. No, but it is probably in my storage someplace. But yeah, if you're looking, if you actually, I'm going to put names on because I can't actually see exactly the pea plants I'm looking for. These are not the pea plants you're looking for. There we go, there they are. Shockingly, in the field. But yeah, most of them are called grey wood. There are a couple of variations. I think this one's the chunkier of the two. My Beornings, both my Beornings use this same skin, and in fact my Guardian does when not in heavy armor. So if she's in a, that's what I'm looking for. If she's in a more casual or rugged outfit, then she'll use this bow as well. Complete contrast to my Hobbit Hunter, who has one that looks like it's got silver crafted feathers attached to it. But yes, okay. So we're starting gently with some Pea Plant Gathering. This is a level 44 quest. We're level 42. The mobs, I think, go up to level 45 around here. Yeah, that's a level 44, but that's fine. We're not going to let that discourage us. I've got to find another pea field now. Yes, you're hardly working. Yes, but if I remember right, you've said before that you work fast by default. You work faster than the amount of work that's given to you. You're not healing yourself, no chance. So maybe you'll work at the pace of a normal employee by being distracted. Maybe. We'll see. Right. That's those pea plants. Fab. Right, so now we'll go north and pick up the fuel for the fire quest. We need to go to Donvile for that. I don't trust an ability to be able to walk there, so I'm not to ride there, so I'm not going to bother. I will walk. I haven't had any of the ability lag issues that have plagued me lately. Do I need to go through? Yes, I've got to go through Donvile. Fabulous. Or Donvile's the area. Oh no, it is the name of this town. This is not the most friendly of places, but then this is Angmar. So to be able to get to where I'm going, I think I need to go all the way through and out the back of Donvile, so we'll have to hope for the best, really. There are a lot worse places in Angmar, as we will see as these streams progress. Sometimes your only hope is to try and skirt round, and I can't in this case, but I need a bit more wrath, and then I shall just well, apparently I'll just get knocked out, but are we nearly through? Not quite, so we've just got to keep... This is a city besieged not by weapons, but by fear. Yes, what was it I was thinking? Oh yeah, that I had avoided this place like the plague for ages. And then I realised that was exactly what the enemy wanted, because, and in fact any other challenging areas that I've avoided because of their reputation or whatever. Is that by avoiding them, the enemy's use of fear is exactly what is being encouraged. So, in one sense, you're giving in to the plans of the enemy by avoiding the tougher areas. The plan of the enemy apparently is to confuse me so much that I get lost around their towns. And it's working. Stop trying to knock me out. Am I going the wrong way? Am I backtracking? Drat. Not that I can see, because you don't get a chance to think. Hopefully if we're going to smash enough mobs up today that we'll level a couple of times. Should be doable, depending on how often I get lost. Now, have I actually taken a wrong turning? Because I wanted to be further north than this. Aha! There is a way through. Not that I set my milestone to go back to that camp when I really, really should have done. Never mind. $374 XP for one mob, thank you very much. I think I will. Rebel. Yeah, that was me. It still is. I'm a bit better with Moria than I was first time round, but I'm hopeless at directions and map reading, which is a really great combination when gaming. And I'm just as clumsy out of game, in a game, as I am in out of game, which is a little bit embarrassing when you put it like that. But I suppose at least it just shows. Do you know what I've just been doing? No, you can't see it here because it's on my chat, but because I've been accidentally hitting the wrong key during some of these fights, I've also been, in the meantime, slapping NPCs on the cheek while fighting. I didn't actually mean to skin change there, so now then. That way, hopefully. But yes, with the Moria mini-series that I did, which probably needs repeating at some point on a different character. Maybe this one if I persist at playing the same character. Nope, that's not a door, FJ. Ah, darn it. Oh, no. Can I not? I bet I can't get through there then. I need to be that way. Oh, I might be able to if I am careful. Slapping with the fish would be better. I don't know whether this character has the fish slap emote actually. No, not this one. Mirlas has it. The fish slap is somewhat more satisfying. Who was I fish slapping the other day? Oh yeah, I was on my Hobbit Hunter in Dunland. I was in Galtrev, and there's a few clans there that are hostile, to say the least. And so they got a fish slap. Right, we can take on signature stuff, can't we? Yeah, so we're going to try anyway. Although they seem to hit quite hard. Just have to be very patient when taking on level 43 signature characters and more. I may need some of this. I'm just trying to do what should be a soloable quest, right? And I don't normally carry health potions because usually Hearten is enough. Really? I had to get a signature Angmar to trigger the deed. Fabulous. A Taste of Hobbiton, I was telling a race with someone who slapped their contestant with a fish the entire race. That reminds me of, this is really random history lesson. There's a part of the Bao tapestry that is, it's entitled, The King Encourages His Troops, and what he's actually doing is sticking him up the back with a spear. So yes, it might be encouraging them, but maybe not in the way most people understand the word encourage. This is probably a small fellowship area. Either that or I've picked up a small fellowship quest without realising it, but never mind. I only came with a very vague plan for today's stream anyway, so what does it matter? Plans. I'm waiting for Hearten to get off cooldown. That's it. Then I can just go into bear mode. There we go. Now then, if I can avoid that one and just take this one, I may have possibly made a really bad mistake coming here. We'll soon find out though. I didn't realise this was even a small fellowship area. Live and learn, or at least we hope we'll live, let's say. Ah, no, I think I might actually be dying here this time, what do you reckon? At least if I keep getting stood on, yes. I think I might have my first on-stream defeat. I can't even use Hearten. Oh, because I'm not in... There we go. Drat. I think I may possibly have taken... Is that a quest I was trying to get to actually a small fellowship quest then? Fuel for the Forge. Nope. That means there's probably a better route than the one I took to get here. Where has it respawned me? Quite a long way away. Okay, let's turn in the Peas quest at least, and then we'll just divert and do the epic. Never mind. I didn't think I'd aggro the Uruk that was... I think it's an Uruk. A huge troll thingy. Maybe it wasn't an Uruk. But I did. Right, okay, right. Let's get repaired. Thankfully, repairs are not too drastic. I tried to help a Kinney out on my level 76 hunter to try and kill a boss, and we didn't manage it at all. Thankfully, the repairs were only like 200 silver, so it shouldn't be that for a Zilv. Hopefully not. Okay, so let's say I took a wrong turning and ended in defeat. Hi, Nelnardus. Good to see you. I forgot to thank you because I didn't actually get the notification during last week's stream when you raided me. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Sam. Do I know you by a different name? Possibly. I don't know whether I do or not, but good to see you, and yeah. I'm just trying to get into the swing, and I've managed, by trying to get into the swing, I've ended up in defeat, so I'm going to keep the Ancient Iron and get rid of everything else for now, I think. Keep the jeweler ones for my elf jeweler. Yeah, 59 silver for defeat. That's not bad going. Okay, so now we've got over that. We're going to have to ride back to Fasachlaran here to turn in the quest, and then we'll divert back to Malanhad for the epic, so I get a bit of a breather. That's why you popped in for 1 minute. Ah, you're post-stream. I usually try to make sure I'm not... I don't want to steal people's viewers or vice versa, really, so I'm hoping by me streaming it didn't take any away from you. You stream a lot more frequently than me and a lot of variety as well, so I hope that's still going well for you now. Right, I'll get to breathe for a second now. Well, that wasn't the start of the stream I was expecting, I have to say. There must be a better way up to Donval Dynamics than I thought then. I wonder if you're actually supposed to go through here, which is definitely soloable, and round. Maybe that was the way. If I remember later, I'll have a look. Maybe the town itself is in fact Fellowship, or small Fellowship at least. Don't know. Ah, right, okay. So you're involved in the sort of the music scene in LOTRO then, Sam. There's a lot of people involved in that. It's a great community thing. And I frequently have... there's some people who come regularly to my Saturday streams, which aren't LOTRO, but they usually either are multitasking with putting together playlists, or they end up going early to, you know, prepare song lists and get ready for practices and things like that. So it takes a lot of... there's a lot of effort involved, which is great. Thank you for these pea plants, Azilva. Our enemies will go hungry tonight, knowing that we are serious about taking what is ours. I'm not sure they'll go hungry because they don't have any peas. Failing that, they could just eat the wargs, can't they? Right, okay, that doesn't lead to another quest. So, let's head out and head east. Because what we're doing actually at this point is trying to collect the heart from a lifeless watching stone. Let's explain that to anyone who hasn't been this far or doesn't play this game at all. Watching stones are infused with enemy spirits, basically, and cause massive damage and fear in people who pass too close to them. However, not all of them are what you call alive, so some of them are dead. So we're trying to work out... we're trying to find a ranger called Goladir, and I'm just about to go down a hill and get some fall damage if I can't remember the proper way down. Whose entire expedition to Angmar ended up in failure because they hit these watching stones. So we're trying to work them out, basically. I shouldn't have come up this hill at all. Yeah, I won't tell the NPC that, Rebel. That'd be a bit harsh. I know you wanted me to encourage you, but your plan is flawed. You're in Department of Harmony and Song as well. Yes. DHS, which sounds like some sort of Middle-earth furniture store when you say it as the initials. But yes, I think that the people who come to my Saturday Old Republic stream are in DHS as well, so I know it takes a lot of effort. You're the ones where you've got musicians from like all parts of the world, haven't you? And so there's only certain times that you can all cross over for practice. Warg burgers. Yeah, I only had granola for lunch, so I'm hoping the thought of burgers doesn't suddenly make me hungry again. Right, now that twist ending, the enemy don't even like peas. Yes, they were considering them purely as fuel for the fires. Now then, we can either pick up some quests from... yeah, let's do that. Let's untrack that one, because there's another clan camp just in the south of this area. This area is one of the lighter sections usually. Yeah, here we go. So that you actually get a bit more pleasant and less oppressive environment. So we're heading down to this little campsite down here, which other Treifgar Lorg have suggested you go and help as well. Once you kind of stop your dealings with the clans in about this area anyway, and then we'll end up coming all the way up here. Whether we'll make it to Gathforthnear today, I don't know. The enemy can have some nice hobbies. Yes, in the absence of actual rock and stones we could use to make this piece of work, we have instead used pressed vegetables. I'm being attacked by something. A buzzing swamp fly. It's like, actually, that comment now reminded me. There's my hunter who's in Galtrav at the moment when you turn up to Galtrav and you are pretending to be one of their servants or slaves being sent, the enemy guy who's recruiting you basically says, "Oh, we weren't expecting one of your kind, but the white hand does not discriminate." Look, great sales pitch there. It's the little kindergarten goblins, their school projects, the evil macaroni to make National Overlord's Day. Oh, dearie me. The Brimstone Swamp. You have come with supplies from Talachan. That is good, for ours were running short. Tien Luig has some of the finest hunters of the Trevgalog, but no man can hunt without supplies. Good guy, Saruman. Yeah.
There are
Yes.
many urgent matters to discuss.
Absolutely. Always good to have that equality when recruiting your slaves. Right, so we're going to pick some of these up because they take place in this area here, and realistically we could do with leveling once in this area before we end up coming into the more tricky areas of Angmar up here. And there are the turtles around here are really aggressive. Right, here we go. There is much water in Angmar, but most of it is foul, poisoned, and deadly to drink. Even the rare springs of pure water can sometimes turn foul when some old poison leaches from the soil. Of course, we must know which water is pure and which is foul, but it's a deadly game to tell merely by taste. Instead, we collect water from various springs and feed it to swamp fly grubs. These creatures will sicken and die if they are given foul water. Banners have been placed on 6 of the shallow springs of swamp where once fresh water could be found. Take these water skins, find the banners, and collect water from the 6 springs so that we may learn if the spring still runs true. Yes, I keep seeing the Isengard bids 5 reference, and I suspect at some point I will understand that comment. Dunland, because so Mirlas is currently in Galtrav here, with Isengard being just a little way over here. So I may finally understand where the Isengard bids 5 comes from.
Would you lend me a
Half shell. Half shell. Unfortunately, I can't help but hear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Perhaps you seek more challenging prey. The giant turtles of Malanhad are valued by my people both for their meat, which is edible, and for their shells. They can be deadly foes at close quarters, and if you fight them, you may damage their shells before you manage to kill them. I will pay for both the shell plates and meat if you think you're up to the challenge. The turtles live throughout this part of the swamp. Yes, let's fight the enemies in a half shell. Elves and dwarves are racist, and so are men. I think they could take a leaf out of the enemy's book. That's not a bad point, actually. Now, I don't think hobbits are racist. They just distrust anyone who's not a hobbit. It's not quite the same. Men can be, and ironically, the ones who want to work most with other races are the least trusted. So you know, the rangers, the Dunedain, they want to work with other people, but they're trusted less. So how do you work that out? It's in the next town done after Galtrav. Ah, okay. I think I'm nearly done on the fetch and carry quest in Galtrav. I think. So not long before he moves on, but I'm only playing him once a week at the moment because I'm trying to gradually change my main from quick pew pew hunter, as I call it. Vale of Vermin.
There are many urgent matters to discuss.
There are many strange beasts in this swamp. Vile creatures abound in this place. Perhaps the evil air fosters their growth, but even the vilest vermin has its use. Swampfly wings are light, flexible, and tough, and can be used for many crafting tasks. Swamp lurkers are creatures of a truly strange nature, but for all their odd appearance, their legs make a tasty meal when roasted. Hunt these verminous beasts, and I will pay well for their trophies. You can find these creatures scattered throughout the parts of the swamp. Okay. There's an auction in place called Dunland. Not sure if it's part of the epics. One of the landscape quests. Ah, okay. Well, Mirlas will eventually be caught up, but my aim with him is to actually do all the things, so I experience all the storylines. Right, so level 44 signatures. We're going to try not to aggro more than one at once. So I'm going to use, hopefully, the bees to draw this turtle out. These things are just enormous. I don't always do these. I usually spend as little time in Angmar as possible, but I've recently overcome a fear of the place. I still don't like a lot of it. This is probably the most pleasant region or the most pleasant section of it. Right, now, I want to make sure I don't aggro... Oh look, we got 1 turtle meat and 1 shell plate there. Do all the things meme. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, you can't do all the things on every character. That's the reason why yesterday I was only... Oh, what happened there? Oh, it got killed by the guards. Darn it. Yeah, so yesterday I was deeding on Azilv, not because I needed the LOTRO points, although they're always handy. I think I got 160 in the evening. But because I was really low on my... virtues is the word I'm attempting to find, while making sure the insect buzzing in here isn't a wasp. If you want to see FJ act like a small primary school girl seeing when a wasp attacks him. Haha! Run away! So manly. Yay! Right, so we don't have to take on more turtles just for the heck of it now. So we need buzzing thingies and swamp. The giant turtles make me sad. One of the things I really like about LOTRO, I mean obviously there's a lot of things I like about it, but I like the fact you can over level and just go and get random screenshots with creatures. So I've come and taken some very friendly, we didn't end up fighting shots with the turtles, because they're quite nice. Angmar is gloomy. Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be, it is what it's supposed to be. And it's very, very challenging, certainly when you get up into the higher, and more north regions rather than higher regions. But on the plus side, once we get through the epic in Angmar, then we will be, if memory serves, we end up going to Forachel next. So that makes up for it. Right, now then. Yay, my bear is on fire. While my character is trying to speed through the epic with his bubble to catch up on the point when Tolkien Professor is on the storyline, my other character in Dunmore, a completionist. Crumbs, it's going to be really hard if you've got one that's focusing mostly on the epic, although having just tried to do that on my Warden, and basically fail to only do the epic on my Warden, because you end up quite a few levels under if you only do the epic. It's going to be hard to be semi-completionist and keep up with the first character. I try not to set myself too many targets, so like, although I'm changing my main, I haven't given myself, well, you must have, you know, caught up to Dunrund by whatever. I'm not setting myself deadlines, but by virtue of the fact that I have 2 sessions on my Lawmaster, 2 on my Guardian, and only 1 on my current main in a week, then it should, in fact, work out. I hope. Oops, excuse me. So enjoy this nice, more pleasant area of Angmar while you can. And we need 2 more of those. We won't have all that many, or rather we won't do all that many quests in this bit, because it would be nice to get back onto the epic. I just want to level a little bit. So... Goblin banners, that's the thing. I had one apartment where a wasp was systematically landing on the windows looking for weak spots. Intelligent insect. Swarms, it's the last thing you need. Oh, I don't actually need a lurker. It's like, swamp lurker thing, let's just kill it. Well, yeah, why not? Right, now then. Goblin banners is actually what we're looking for. Angmar is one of those few regions where you cannot solo everything. Yes, there are some tough fellowship stuff you can't really do Condom on your own, and there's depending on your level, there's some tricky stuff in Balcorth as well that I've only managed to do solo on characters that have healing abilities. I know my hunts have really struggled just trying to get through some of the areas, and it just takes a bit for you to get to know the way the region is laid out, so that you don't accidentally do what I did earlier and run into an area you shouldn't walk in on your own. Right, we need one more swamp fly. That's the thing we're after, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So now, hi Jerdez, good to see you again. So we're just got to get the goblin banners, and then we're looking for the lifeless watching stones. How many banners do we need? 6. There's only 2 more on the map there, which means the others are clumped together some way. Okay. Hey, an elite, let's fight it. In Angmar, that approach had me die repeatedly till I learned not to fight it. Yes, I know I've had to survive some things by how do I skirt just far enough away from the mob so they don't attack me. Else you could lose days just trying to survive. In fact, when I get back to it, I'll show you I made one mistake and had to get a kinney to port me on my Lawmaster in Angmar. Skin change, darn it. Thank you. So there's an epic that takes you into this area of Khandun where you get inspiration for the quest. That wasn't the issue. The issue was I went off somewhere else in Middle Earth, returned to Gathforth near there, and then suddenly couldn't get back to this part of Khandun without having to go through Runundine, whatever it's called there, which is full of ridiculous strength mobs. I was on my Lawmaster as well, so I was managing to make very slow and painful emphasis on both those words, slow and painful progress, but it was just nuts. If you end up on the epic up there, complete it before you transport anywhere else. Otherwise, you're in for a world of pain trying to find another way out. I was on level-ish, so it's my own fault, really. Oh yeah, you've got to going from the Shire to Breland. Yeah, level 15 is a perfectly okay level to end up going to Breland. No problems at all. How you enjoying the game so far? That's Jerdis there. You just find that Angmar even worse for you, but it's still very challenging. Yeah, Angmar is challenging. I think because I've had multiple characters hit the region at roughly the same time, I've got over my I don't want to go there, it's horrible thing. It is horrible, but it's meant to be because it's evil, right? So, but I don't have the, I suppose, the fear of it as that I used to. When Mir first came here, I did everything to avoid coming here, and I think it wasn't until I was about level 61. I'd done all the non-epic stuff in Forachel. I had done quite a lot in Eregion, and then I had also done some of the stuff in Moria just to level, and so I hit Angmar at level 61, where pretty much all the mobs were grey, which is great on the one hand because it made it easier, or at least less unpleasant. But maybe it gave me too easy an introduction to the region. Yeah, Judas, when I first started playing LOTRO, I also thought it was really complicated, and some parts are. The way I've learnt is to ask people. Right, that one doesn't have the heart that we're looking for. And also, just to keep trying. So crafting was one of the most complicated things. that I found when first coming to the game. Oh, I'm going to have to actually kill that turtle to be able to get to the watching stone. I will save up all my tomes and perk points to boost XP. So you have to be there. Yeah, I think my aim with Angmar usually is hit max rep and get out of there. That's what I normally do. This will be the first time I've done it as completely as I am, just to... because at least if I'm challenging myself, it should make for a decent stream time. Please have a heart. Yay! Right, so we can now work our way back to turn in the LOTRO quests. Ah, we're missing 2 more banners. That's fine, that's on the way back. But with each character that does Angmar, you gain extra reputation items. Certainly if you farm the whites in Imlad Barkoth, and when you start fighting the Angmarim up in this area, they drop a lot of rep items. So it means I have the option very quickly of not being there. Where am I? If you're new to my streams, I apologise for the obsessive map reading. It's just a lack of memory, and I'm not very good at multitasking. So gaming, talking, and remembering where I'm going are actually a difficult combination. Water of life and death. One more banner. Playing an element has finally gotten me to touchcraft. I should kill a turtle and please have a heart. 2 very good quotes. Right. I would mount normally, but I just know I'm going to be hounded. Possibly by multiple mobs if I'm going too quickly. And I have pet despawning problems again. Didn't do any crafting until about level 30. I think I forced myself to when I first started because I'm risk averse, and so I wanted to be able to give myself the best gear possible. So I started with an explorer who is... I still do a lot of tailoring for myself. And so it forced me to do it, but then after so long it gets more complicated. You know, it's not just a get this number of hides. Having come from the Old Republic, where crafting is A, done by your companions, and B, if you've got the materials, that's pretty much all you need, to then suddenly, right, you need to have this item, then you need to process it from this to this, and then you might need this item to improve your critical rating. Oh, and the tool you have to have equipped as well to allow you to... So actually it took me ages to get my head around it. And it makes perfect sense from an immersion, realism, believability perspective that you can't just turn a dead animal into a coat without first doing something with the dead animal. But it's... yes, I think that's probably the most complex thing. Until I hit legendary items, and then it all goes crazy again. At legendary items stage. I don't understand the ring that showed blue and orange. Is that like a side quest? I've seen a lot of Kingdom Hearts streams that remove the main enemy of those games, the Heartless. Hi Taffy, good to see you, thank you, and hi Demon Reader too. Blue and orange rings. That's... Where did you see that, Jerdaz? I can't think where you'd see blue and orange rings. Except some are... Oh, hang on. Is that the one that's session play? Can someone tell me... Because there's a certain type of ring in the Shire where if you do... Your first introduction to session play can be... where's the farm? It's from... Which angle is it? From Mickle Delving... Sanson's Farm, where you can session play as a chicken. It's a strange... quest, and that has a really ornate kind of coloured ring to it.
Will you be so
Rebel's right, a blue icon is a quest you've picked up but you haven't finished. Good shells. Meat isn't spoiled yet. I will pay for this.
I would speak with you, Sothran.
No, I'm not going to take that one on. And value of vermin.
Waiting, Sothran.
Very good. In Malanhad, we must make use of any beast we find. Yes, yes, we must. Oh, what deed did we finish? We're marching into the shadow. We've made it this far, done this much of Angmar, and we've done the 30 quests. Indeed. And yay, 15 more. A blue ring with orange. Why am I? Why am I? Can anyone else not understand? But can anyone else remember what Jurdes is referring to there with a very strange ring colour? Blue ring with orange. I can't think what that looks like.
The hills of Angmar are not friendly to the
Well done, I
unwary.
trust you remember which skin came from which spring. Very good. No, of course I don't. Right, and we can return now back to the epic. Oops, who did I just slap? Myself. So, I've still got my slap emote quick slotted from the picnic quests. Okay, so let's head back to Ohaya. Yeah, it means you've completed the quest and need to talk to the NPC. I don't see blue on that, though. Oh, it might just be my eyes are not seeing the blue. Yeah, and the other thing, Jurdes, is when a quest is ready to turn in, like this one, it has a green tick next to it. Let's have a look and see if I can see your blue tinge. So I need to turn in this quest for our epic anyway. So we'll see if I can actually see this blue tinge. Splush, splush. Well, that's interesting. Oh dear. I'm flying. Yay! I may possibly have to log out. This is interesting. What the heck? It thinks I'm running into I bet I can't actually log out because I'm moving. What do you reckon? Cannot log out while moving. This is novel. Oopsie daisy. Now then, how do we fix this, folks? What do you reckon? Ah. Where does it climb on the roof? Well, yeah, I could. Well, I think I'm not climbing. I'm actually hovering over. Yeah, that's a good idea, Nettle. I'm just wondering where it will. Yes, yes, I do. It can't unstick me. Yes, I'm gonna close it and restart all over again, I think. Which is a shame. Okay, so that was interesting. I don't even know why that came up there. Oh, have I got a random screenshot? No, I haven't got even something I can put in its place while LOTRO loads. Image, maybe I can. Okay. So yes, if you're just tuning in, we had a really random LOTRO bug, so I'm just restarting the client and we'll pick that back up again in a second. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Let's pop that on and show my ugly mug all over again. There we go. Okay, back shortly. Just logging back in now. That's not even happened to me outside of stream, let alone in one. Never gotten stuck to work. Stuck works very differently in LOTRO compared to the Old Republic Rebels, so where Stuck will put you as down and the nearest available point, usually Stuck sends you back to somewhere random like a respawn circle, for example. This is the very seldom occurred bug of swimming on the roof. Probably can get rid of by exiting the game. Yeah, I'll have to. Swimming on the roof? I don't even. Swimming to the roof. Thing is, it wasn't even swimming, was it? I was jumping and it was almost like I'd jumped into something I shouldn't have jumped into and it tried to spawn me back out again. Maybe. Look, bunny! Yay! Oh, it happened to Nettle a while ago as well. There we go. We'll start again. Try that up. Oh well. Comic relief in the dank and dismal place of Angmar. Yes, I'm actually going. The reason I was running Jerdez was an attempt to take you to a quest I needed to turn in, and I'll zoom in so that you can see whether it's the ring you're referring to, because I don't remember it having a tinge of blue. The dark orange, right? So I am actually on the roof now. Which obviously I've got to screenshot because you shouldn't be able to get up here. Whee! Right, okay. So, this is the quest turning in ring, but I'm not seeing any tinge of blue. It is orange though, but it's animated to be fire. You can send, yeah, if you can upload the image somewhere, you should be able to ping the link in chat, Jerdez, definitely. Right, so, back on with the quest. This does appear to be such a stone as the runes describe, but it is of little use. The heart is cracked. So after all that effort, it's not enough anyway. And we're still not far enough into the game to have nicely designed.
Greetings.
Yay! Level. Do I get a point? Yes, but I want 2 trait points because I want to get Wrath from Hearten, so we'll have to wait another level for that. Okay. Level 40. Yes, Jude, as you may, I have a channel, in fact. Let me grab the channel link. Because I don't think my automated bot thingy is working at the moment. No, bot's not even in chat, so I may have to redo that. Invite people. Copy. And that's the channel. If anybody does want to join my quiet, but I tried to keep updated Discord channel, then feel free. Okay, here we go. It's a pity that this heart is broken, but there may yet be another path open to us. While you were away, some of the villagers returned from a hunting expedition and told of a ritual being performed at Tor Galvin, a fortress to the northeast, east of a place called Fire Crow. Well, we've just been to Fire Crow, so we know where that is. The ritual appears to be related to whatever spell is cast upon these stones to grant them such power, and the sorcerer who is performing the ritual bears with him a stone heart. If you can interrupt the ritual and slay Tath, you may be able to recover the stone heart from him. Go quickly, for if he is preparing yet another watching stone, you may not get another chance. Oh, we haven't dealt with... Oh, that's okay, can wait. So, we're going up to... Not up here where we died earlier. We are going to go here. To Torgalvin. Right, let me have a quick check. I'm not very good at multitasking, Jerdez. It's a fibro problem. Okay, here we go. I am just looking at the screenshot you sent me, but I think that touch of blue is environmental. It's not on the ring. I think that's something to do with the light. Maybe the sun is hiding behind the clouds behind that shade's head. Maybe. I'll send the link, if it'll let me, because it's quite long, into chat. If anybody else can tell me if they see a shade of blue, but I'm not seeing it. Right, okay. Back on with the quest. I'm trying to help people as much as possible, but one of the downsides, there aren't many upsides to fibro. Apart from apparently fibro tends to affect people who are more sensitive to others. Yay for being sensitive to other people and suffering as a result. But I struggle with multitasking. In which case, that's just a quest. There is a quest available ring. The one you sent me? That's just you're allowed to pick up a quest from that NPC. Yes, Rebel typed that at the same time as me. So that wandering shade in the Barrow Downs does in fact have a quest chain attached to it. He's not an enemy. He won't attack you. So he has a story chain that eventually leads back to Bree. But yeah, that's just a normal, you can pick up a quest from this guy kind of ring. Hope that helps. Right. A bit more liquid. So we're heading. We have quite a bit of toing and froing. What's my cooldown on my milestone? Half an hour, I think, overall, looking at that. Good. But on some people it's only orange. What you call orange I'm seeing is yellow, but different monitors display things differently, so it's always a little bit tricky to see what you're seeing. It might be it might be easier if you were able to grab a screenshot and upload it, say to, I don't know whether Photo Bucket still exists. I use my own website, so I don't use photo sharing sites. For us to see how orange it is for you. Right, okay, so here we are. This is a solo area, we shouldn't die here unless I do something stupidly wrong. But these watching stones here have quite a big effect on them. You may find if you have some hope tokens that it's helpful to use them, and I'll show you why. So, there isn't a Duvardine Slayer here. So we'll just take out the ones we need to get where we're going. So we have by being in the circle we lose element of available health due to dread, and hope tokens. Bear using a hope token is so fun. Counteracts to a certain degree depending on how much dread you've got, how much health is taken away from you. Right, so the person we're trying to find is up here someplace, I think. So we'll take out this Scara Hunter to build up some wrath. Oops. Don't let them interfere. Them? I'm only one bear. No, you don't. The thing is, the spirit says, I am free. He doesn't actually attack you, but he attacks the other Duvardine. Right, now unfortunately we have to bring this watching stone, this stone heart back to Coronir. And I don't have... I've only got the half an hour cooldown on milestone. That's okay. You can ride around a bit. Right. Thanks to people who are helping Jerdez out. I'm struggling to concentrate and remember what I'm doing. But I'm doing my best. I really want us to keep being able to help people on stream, and it seems to be happening more frequently now, which is awesome. But sometimes my brain struggles to keep it. I think I'm getting on better with a club than I was with the two-handed axe, actually. There shouldn't really be a strategic difference. Right, we had to fight that because it attacked me. There is a help section in the game. You can reset the info prompts, you don't need to start a new character. There's also a LOTRO key. But does it exist main quest or something in LOTRO? Yeah, the epic is what you'd call the main storyline, at least until you get, to Mordor, which even my main character is nowhere near Mordor. Everything else is side quests, and they will lead, some of them will have mini storylines of their own. So there's a lot of great storytelling in LOTRO, even at the micro story level. So like that Wandering Shade you sent me the screenshot of, if you read his quests, he has quite an interesting story to tell. So they are, I mean, technically all quests are optional. You could actually, and I'm thinking of doing this on one of my characters, not to do the epic, for example. You could just wander through Middle-earth doing quests as you see fit. And just enjoying wandering, being helpful, earning money, whatever your character's needs are, I suppose. Oh, I keep thinking that dismount is my equal to TNT. Actually, Rebel, you're slightly wrong. The epic quests have fiery icons attached to them. Most of the epic ones have fiery icons attached to them. Most being the appropriate, because sometimes they don't. Oh, that's interesting, Rebel. I think I've done the opposite, and I have too many maybe that are doing the epic. And certainly when you hit, well, you'll see with this character as we do it. Angmar Plus leads to a lot of toing and froing around Middle-earth. Do I need to do the main quest to get out of Bree? No, you don't have to. You want to make sure you're about the minimum level to start the Lonelands, which would be the next area, which is level 20. Is Lonelands ish? 18 maybe. Maybe 18. For me, it depends on what mood is or whether I want to level fast. Okay, so here's a question then, Nell. Why would you want to level fast? I mean, you can, and it might be just because you want to see regions quicker or explore. I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. You game how you feel. Like you say, it's down to mood sometimes. Oh, Rebel, this is what I mean by like the epic one here. When it's ready to hand in, isn't just your orange ring. It's an orange ring with, it's got flames attached to it. When you get to level 20, you can go to Lonelands. Yes, you can. Or, in fact, you could do North Downs around level 20-ish as well, so long as you don't stray on your own into Nanwathran here on your own at level 20. That will be painful. To catch up with other okay, yes.
What do you need?
Yes, you see, because I don't do much in the way of group stuff, I don't have that same incentive, so that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. This is indeed a stone heart, but alas, the situation is more dire than I first thought. Of course it is. Nay, take this evil thing, I can bear it no longer. My apologies, friend, but the sense of this thing is too much likened to the terror of Ramas Delwan. I cannot bear its presence. But I now know the secret of the stones of Ramas Delwan. It is no spell that grants the statue such power, but a fell spirit of the Elder Age, such as those that inhabit the whites which serve Angmar. The stone heart was prepared to receive such a spirit. Perhaps this heart may be made to draw forth such a spirit from another stone. It may be a clue to breaking the will of the Watching Stones. Take this stone heart to the ancient Watching Stones which stand near the eastern pass of Ramdwath, to the east of here, not far from Balrova, a fortress of the Angmarim. So after all this, they then make you wander quite a long way. I don't know whether you can come down this way, but I think it's going to be easier. Rather than risk wasting people's time, I'm just going to take the path that I know, which is the one down here. Yes, okay. You don't find the flame ring anywhere. The flame ring is only for epic quests. I'm going the wrong way out of Ohio. So only only quests that have this prefix epic have those flaming rings. I can't remember whether it's for just turning in or whether it's also for picking up now either. Sometimes I want to get a certain amount of quest in lots of regions. I've done it 50 times. Yes, then fair enough. I mean, I think that's on my Guardian. I am effectively Steam running Moria. A, because otherwise I'll lose weeks sat in there, and B, because for headcanon reasons, I really need to get into Lothlorien and then Mirkwood. Whereas for leveling reasons and for reputation, etc., my Loremaster, which will ultimately become my main. Why does it say the path diverges here? Oh, you can go down the hill here. We'll do more in Moria. My Guardian, courtesy of a kinmate, is already max rep with both factions in Moria, so there's not much incentive. And the epic in Moria takes long enough all on its own, so yes, I will also be, as fast as the epic lets me, Steam running through Moria, just to be able to go anywhere else. A white ring may mean you are not high enough. It's white. It's actually very pale grey. That probably means you need to do some other quests to level first, Jerdes. There's only 6 books in Moria. Yeah, there are, but there's so much toing and froing and running around to get places. And then Lothlorien stuff sends you back to Moria again. That it feels longer than it probably is. Still struggling with this. Mostly bunged up nose. Right, so we're taking this really long ride back here because we're getting to this watching stone, which you may have encountered already. We may have as well on stream. There's more than one, but this is the nearest one. Need to level up first, then go back to Tom. Yes, sometimes the help system will say, if you can't pick up the quest, then come back to that same quest giver in a few levels. So you want to gain 2 or 3. It probably means you focused mostly on that, on the epic, and not done much of the side quests or the deeds, or probably not killed many mobs, for example. Right, so presenting the Heartstone. Enraged Fell Spirit. I've yet to meet a nice, warm, cuddly Fell Spirit, I have to say. And then, of course, we'll have to go back to Orchaya, because that's the kind of thing that happens in this early stage of Angmar. Talk to Coronir. Yes, we have to go back, and my milestone still hasn't cooled down. Level 15. Level 15? I thought level 15 would be... I thought you said you just started Breland. You probably do need to gain a couple of levels. There's a horrible instance in the Great Barrow. There is a soloable instance, it's part of the epic, so you can solo it, but it's still pretty challenging when you get to the boss if you're low. I thought you'd said, Jerdes, that you were actually you'd just finished the Shire and just moved on to Breland at level 15. No, you probably want to level a bit then first. Good hunter quest in Buckland. Good. Yes, there's also a quest line. There's 2. So there's a quest line that you can pick up from here. From the Chief Watcher, I think it is, that gives you quests in and around this area and down towards the Vale of Andrath. And there's some more in the Eastern Bree Fields at a camp somewhere around here, and one here, I think. So there's plenty. You probably missed a lot of... No, you don't need to go. In fact, I would suggest don't go back to the Shire, Jerdes. You want to find more stuff in Breland, else it'll take you even longer if you go back to the Shire. because quests are worth fewer XP the closer to the level of the quest you are, and is negligible XP if you're over the level of the quest. So, or rather, if you're much over the level of the quest. So yeah, plenty in Breland. There's also a quest where you have to talk with him again. He wants into the instance. He wants. Yes, there is. Sam's right. I'm glad there's people in chat today who have far better knowledge and memory than I do. Right. And I'm trying to get back to Orchaya. Oops. And that water was deeper than I thought it was. As long as I don't get that silly I'm jumping in water in the middle of the air bug again, it's fine. My guess is you sort of steamed through, and this is a guess, Jada, so correct me if I am in fact wrong. You steamed through and not done many of the quests that you've been given, and by virtue of, or rather, not that you've been given, but you've not done as many of the quests as were available. And if you just do the epic stuff, you do end up under-leveled, which is my current challenge on my Warden stuff. It's okay on some classes, 2 or 3 levels under the quests, but it can be uncomfortable for some classes. Unless you're far more skilled than I am, which many players are, for that matter. Plenty of Old Forest quests. The other way you could level if you don't want to do quests is by doing deeds, Jurdes. So, in Breland, for example, if you go into the Old Forest and if you want to do... the Old Forest is quite challenging at level 15, I wouldn't do it. But Flowers of the Old Forest, discovering places in the Old Forest, by the time you've... and Breland Woodsman, which is killing the awakened trees, you'll level because of the mobs that you have to go through just to explore the Old Forest. So doing your Slayer deeds in Breland will also help you level, simply because you're, gaining XP from killing mobs. So yeah. You can pick up quests as long as basically as long as you want to. You don't have to move on to the next region just when water was too deep again. Just when you're the right level, unless leveling quick is your aim, which, as Nell said earlier, might be. And it's a valid aim as well. Really appreciate people chipping into this conversation with Jurdes, by the way. I would not have been able to keep up on chat and trying to work out where the heck I'm going in Angmar as well. Okay, so back to Coronir. Yeah, milestone hasn't cooled down, so we were slightly quicker.
What do you need?
You have vanquished the spirit. How your victory heartens me, Alzil. It gives me hope that we may yet succeed. Coronir's axe. Oh, I need to upgrade my jewelry off stream. 750, 850, unless that looks like anything, which it doesn't.
What do you need?
Right, here we go. You have proven that such stones can be defeated, that their power of oppression is only as great as you allow it. Unfortunately, my spirit has been broken for far too long. I do not believe I could pass the stones and bear their fear. You, however, have nothing left to fear. Go east Azilv and pass through Ramas Delwan. I can only hope that somewhere beyond my kinsmen survive. The people here say that there are dwarves in the south past Ramas Delwan. Search there for my brethren. Go, and may the Valar go with you.
An army of Dunedain and hillmen from Orchaya passed into the eastern reaches of Angmar, only to be caught in the dire trap of Ramas Delwan. Though the secret of the stones has been revealed, no sign of Gorodir, the ranger who led them, has yet been found. It can only be hoped that some part of Gorodir's army has survived, and that they are able to hinder the advances of Angmar.
You're welcome, Jurdes. I think the way to experience this game as fully as possible is to do, on your first character, pretty much all the quests. Even if you don't level. I've spent days not leveling because I've wanted to enjoy the quests. And by doing all the quests as well, you explore more of the region. So, yeah, do all the things the first time round at least. Possibly the second as well. Right, so where we're actually going to go now, it's a long ride, folks, so apologies. There's no quick way to get there. Not without knocking the stable master anyway. We're going to go to a dwarf keep, assuming I can find the passage through the mountains, which is quite well hidden. I need to go back through Fasach Laran. Now, we're already this quest is already level 46. The question is whether we do some of the dwarf quests. Yeah, we should probably do some of the dwarf quests while we're there before we head up to try and find Gathforth near, because it only gets harder after that point. So the amount of pull. Good point, Sam. I discovered actually on Kathia, the one I'm actually writing fanfiction for, he's still got to do all the mail and possibly the pies in the Shire as well. So there's a day, if I get a really, really bad pain day, of just ambling around the Shire on a level 46 hunter, delivering pies and mail. Doing it gives a lovely recipe for blueberry pie, only if you're a cook, and that recipe is in fact bound to character, so you can't even give it to one of your own characters who might be a cook. But you also get a cosmetic pie from, is it that? Oh no, I think you have to pick up the cosmetic pie from the Matham House. No, you can get the cosmetic pie from that one. I'm trying to remember now, but basically it looks like you're carrying a pie when it's not. You can get a cosmetic mail bag as well from the Matham House. I do the quest in the Shire in the postal order route. Yeah, I keep trying to be logical about it, but apparently me and logic don't seem to get on very much. A bit like me and serendipity. If something's left to chance, it won't work in FJ's favour. Hi Ngavif, good to see you. I actually saw someone on Twitter yesterday say they're coming back to the game and last time they played it, Mirkwood had just come out. Not Northern Mirkwood, the original Mirkwood. So it seems like some players are starting to come back to playing LOTRO, which is pretty awesome. Right, so I'm doing the ride because if we don't, we'll never make it before the end of the stream because there are so many mobs between us and them. Ah, that's where I got it from. Sanson's farm. Yes. I knew I had one recently. I've only recently started trying the... I didn't even know, because you don't purposely get sent to Sanson's farm by any quest giver. I randomly picked them up on a higher level character and suddenly realised why people were talking about being in chicken instances. And then you have to go around, get across the Shire without getting killed, basically, as a chicken. Yeah, so that's interesting. But hey ho. Yeah, I kind of wish quest givers would send you places that are inobvious. I think there may be one that sends you to the Eastern Bree Fields, but I haven't seen it very often. But there are certain areas where I'm like, I know there are quests there, so I'm going to purposefully go. Haha. These must be the watching stones that the epic refers to, because these ones are really deadly. You do have to pass through them ridiculously quickly, because the evil presence... it's eating away the health quite quickly. I think it's only because I've got hope token that it hasn't eaten more of my health up. Right, let's not fight every turtle between us and the dwarves, else we'll literally never get there. Pies and postage to speed up boost on your first character. Yes, of course, because you do actually run quicker with those things. That's why if I'm going to create a new character, I try to do it around festival time, so that I get a horse, a nicer looking horse, straight away kind of thing. It's a good time to set up a new character is during a festival. The only quest to send you Sanson farmers during the Farmer's Fair. Yes, and then for completely different reasons. And because you're sort of focused on the fact that it's the Farmer's Fair, you don't do the session plays at the same time. At least I don't. Too busy trying to do the egg scramble. You get sent to the northern Bree fields by the rangers, but not until you've done all the quests of the Bree guards. Eventually you get a letter. Yes, so Cyrodian, Nell is right. Cyrodian does get a mail that sends you up to here for northern Bree fields, but then I don't think there's anything that then subsequently sends you on to the eastern Bree fields, where there are some quests and some of those that are repeatable as well. Where else was I thinking you don't get sent? Nope, pretty sure you get sent most of the places in the Shire. There was somewhere else I was recently, and I'm like, you don't get a... You can go there and find things, but you don't get a quest giver. I can't remember where it was now, which is slightly annoying. Oh, you get sent there from... Oh, do you? Ah. I must have just never done that particular quest then. So, welcome to Gabil Sathur, or however the dwarves pronounce it. I don't know how the language of the dwarves is supposed to be pronounced, other than it's supposed to be quite harsh. Right.
Greetings.
Unlock the horse. So, here we go. Epic. So, Rebel, if you're still around, which I think you are, really obvious flaming ring above this guy's head now that we're out from a pre-lit area. That's because the epic one, whereas the normal quest givers are just yellow or orange depending on your graphics settings.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Who are you? If you're not a servant of the Shadow of Angmar, how then did you pass through Ramath Deluan and not perish? Coroner sent you? This is joyous news! Nothing quite like a who are you? What are you doing here? Oh wait, this person you know sent me. Your coming is a trump of victory to us all. If most of your characters are not doing the epic Rebel, that will be why.
Will you lend me your ear?
Here we go. I might just head straight for Guthforthnear then, because this is level 46. If people don't mind another ride, although I'd usually have to think very carefully how to get there. Could go through Imnad Balcorth. I didn't fare well trying to go up this way. Anyway, it's a pity Coroner could not steel his heart against the Watchers of Ramas Deluan. The power of the Watching Stones is terrible. Many of the hillmen tried to flee back through Ramas Deluan and perished. We marched on, but ere we ever came unto Carndum, we were beset by orcs and creatures more terrible. Goladir was lost and our numbers were scattered. The scarce remnant that remains has barely managed to avoid the snare of the enemy for these last few years, but I fear Angmar has grown too strong, and we will not be able to hide forever. I have learnt that one party of my kindred is encamped at a place called Guthforthnear, far to the north in the eastern reaches of Himbar. Go to them if you would, and lend them what aid you may.
Stay a moment.
I'm not going to pick that up. The reason I don't often do these quests in this dwarf keep is they don't give...
Will you help
You
me?
kind of expect sometimes that these are Thorin's Hall rep, but they're not actually. There are 2 crafting scroll quests in Breeland, Paradowns, Eastern Breefields, and yes, another in the Forsaken Inn. Yes, there's another one in the Lone Lands here. Doing things like sicklefly soup or sicklefly pudding and other disgusting recipes. Soggy mushroom pie or something gross. But they also have some crafting scrolls attached to them. Right, so yes, I am going to actually just hoof it. Not really a pun, it's just a description of what's going on. We'll tackle any mobs that attack us in between times, but as it's only level 46, I do in fact want to get up to Gathforthnear. We may have to pass through Imlad Balcorth and take out some whites, but that's fine. I'm trying to see that person that just said they followed. I can't see them in the room. If you're in the room and I just can't see your name on there, thanks for following and please do say hi. Forgot the one in the Southern Swamps of the Lowlands. Yeah, they're quite fun to do once just because they're gross. They're also good to do if you are in need of Eglin rep and you don't want to do stuff in Agamauer, which is usually me. I think some of those give Eglin rep for the first 2 times you do them, maybe 3, but after that they just become crafting scroll and crafting shard quests for those special single-use recipes. Bree by the Lake has them. Oh, does it? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna aggro some. Nope, managed not to aggro it. Mistwalker, yes, thank you. My short-term memory is horrendous. I was like, I saw the name, I knew it began with M, and then couldn't see your name in the list. But yeah, thank you so much for following. We will get to actually get a bit more action soon, but I am just trying to get to a stronghold so that I can set my milestone, and then we'll be back doing quests again. But I didn't fancy doing the dwarf quests at this point. We are only 3 levels under the quest level, so it's manageable. Also, you get crafting orders. Yes, I do that quite a lot as well, Nell. So I actually have one of those on this character waiting to be done. This, where is it? Request heavy cotton cloak. You have to buy it from the rep vendor. You can, thankfully, pre-craft the items and then keep buying the recipe once off. The only downside to that is if you crit, the critted item doesn't count towards those recipes, towards those requests. So buy a basic tool from the crafting vendor so that your critical chance is only 5%. Rather than using any other tool that might be 25%, otherwise you waste a lot of crafting materials. Like doing the, I think it's Ruby Rings of Willpower that you get a request for if you're a jeweler, but the purple critical version does not count. So annoying. Right, I'm going to dismount because there's absolutely no way that we're going to get away without being ambushed here. I loved this game before it became free. Haha, that 5 levels under. Can I not cut through him, Lad Balcorth? Can I damage 5 levels under? If I have to take a different route, I will. I just thought I could cut through there. If LOTRO hadn't had a free-to-play model, I wouldn't be doing this stream right now, because of family finances. So, and it's only because it has a free-to-play model, and periodically, such as birthdays, as I intend to do. Oh my life, level 50 mobs. How am I supposed to get there on level then? Do I just fight the stuff in Imlad Balcorth? Wouldn't know. I'm not going to recommend anything purple at all. Red. Well, let's try. Haha. If all else fails, I have an hour of skirmish soldier usage. Let's get some honey cake in me and give this a go, shall we? I'm not sure I can damage it. Or at least not very much. Oh, there we go. It's just taking time. Let's go into bear mode. Oh, there we go. It's just taking a while to... It's because I'm triggering its deflection and evasion is quite high. There we go. Yeah, so it is doable. It didn't tell me how much XP I got. Right, okay. I tried the weaponsmith one yesterday and it just didn't count the base item hatchets. Yeah, you really do have to... I'll try and skirt round White, else we might not ever make it to Gathforthnear. I'm hoping we can pick up fairly close to our current level quests in Gathforthnear because of the epic being on that level. So I'm probably gonna have to take on this one here. But yes, I'm totally grateful that LOTRO has a really good, strong F2P model. Because it means if family finances improve, then I am more likely to buy a time card or something. I've only been able to be VIP for a while because I had an amazing gift from another player. Otherwise, I'm... Well, what's premium? Because early on I paid some money to get one of the expansion packs. So I'm in the in-between... in-between account level, if that's the right word, account type. So... There's still very much a lot to like about the game, but not having experienced it before they brought in F2P, I couldn't actually tell you what the difference is in-game. Now then, that's not the route to... No. That's the route up to where there are some quests related to Imlad Balcorth. Right. In Gaffith, I think you can just run with the horse. Yeah, I'm just a bit risk averse from that and don't like the idea that I might be suddenly being trailed by 5 level 49 mobs. Grey and purple do not give XP or skill deeds, but it always gives Slayer deeds. Purple does not give skill deeds, so if you manage to kill a purple mob, which I don't think whether it's possible to kill purple. If it is, it must be a lot of hard work. Where am I? I am roughly going in the right direction. I'm going to take this route instead. Crumbs. The other problem with being under-leveled this much is the aggro range is pretty wide, isn't it? Now then, so... Let's see how quickly or slowly it takes for FJ to find the entrance to Gathforthnear. I usually lose it the first time. So I need to go a bit further north. Can't hear the game music. I don't want to take on those Moravile at their level. Ha ha ha. No. If I have to use my skirmish soldier just to survive, then I will. I'm not proud in that respect. So, now then, the path to Gathforthnear should be roundabout. I'm trying to look towards the path. I am not on said path. I am, however, being attacked by a spider. And I spotted another spider up there, so I don't want to aggro 2 of these things. Ah! Die! One extreme to the other. When I first did Angmar, I was 10 levels over, and now I'm... Oh, that's 6 levels under or something. There's the path to Gathforthnear. Yay! You can get help from other high levels to kill purple. It doesn't do much. It ought to give you a lot of XP. I bet it doesn't though, because it's a challenge. I see purple and I run, basically, which is why we didn't cut through one of the entrances. Right now I can just hoof it into Gathforthnear and set the flipping milestone that I usually forget. Oh, and I need to clear my inventory. I bought more slots and I'm still using 115 out of 115. Needless to say, we won't be doing the Slayer deeds on stream while we're this level under. I want to focus mostly on story anyway. Right. Unlock the stable master so I can just get horses next time.
What can I do for you?
Here we go. You've come from Coronir by the way of Bregar. Welcome then and well met. Indeed, we could use your aid. These last few years have seen us nearly vanquished, but it is not for me to tell you of our woes. You should enter within and speak to Lorniel, Golodir's daughter. Yes, once I've cleared out my trash. And we'll pick up some other quests from inside here, I think. Assuming we can. Oh, we might be slightly under-leveled for them. Have I pushed us to challenge too far today? Maybe. I don't even know what's in my pocket at the moment. A small... What's in its pockets is a gift of valor. I am a tailor. I didn't actually sell any rep items, did I? No, good. I've done that before. There we go. Another 5 lottery points, yay, for Bastions of Hope. Right, so we're actually 2 under-leveled for the other quests in Gathforthnear. Whoops. Maybe we should go back and do some of the other stuff, but not unless there's swift travel there. What has it got in its pockets?
What do you need?
I do not believe in good fortune alone brings you hither, my good Beorning. Come, we have much to speak about.
Stay a moment.
Clearly need to level a bit, so while I'm VIP I'm going to use Destiny. Tweeforfen. Thank you for following, Tweeforfen. Sounds like I should be counting in another language. It's a great name. Right, so... have I got another XP boost in here somewhere? Enhanced supply pack, yes. Basically, we need to level a bit more, yeah, so... If you came from Bregyar, I have no doubt that you heard my father was lost. He was indeed lost to us, but I do not believe he was slain. I have heard reports from our allies that he was taken captive and being held within the dungeons of Karndum. One such ally, a sympathetic hillman from the hostile eastern tribes named Rachnal, claims he has acquired a scroll from the libraries of Karndum, and tells how to gain access to the city. If you would meet Rachnal and obtain the scrolls from him, it would be a tremendous step towards freeing my father from the clutches of the enemy. Be wary, though. He will be waiting just south of Baal Catharnach, a hillman village which lies to the southwest of Gathforthnear. Most of the hillmen there are in the service of the Iron Crown. I.e., you have been warned. Must upgrade my gear after stream. At least my jewellery. Definitely not used to being Angmar this level under. You only get XP from those within your level range, doesn't matter how much over or under that range the enemy is. I thought it was about 8 or 9 over where you get 0 XP. Not that it's worth. Green mobs are negligible anyway. Right, I've got to try and keep task items going forward. Those are for different areas. So, we've got to go find this guy who has a scroll which may contain information. Where is he at? So he's here. I have no doubt we'll have to fight our way through it. So, thank you for those who've been waiting around while I've been mostly riding around in this stream. I suspect this last hour or so... I didn't set the milestone. Never mind. So yes, well, while I've been riding around, it's because getting from place to place has been annoying, and because I've been wanting to focus on the core story. What I shall try and do after stream, if family situation allows me, is to go and do some of the dwarf quests to gain a level or two. Now then, might just dismount for a moment, because we could do with, you know, killing a few things. And I want to be up this way. So we will kill a few things, otherwise we may not gain the right amount of XP to keep us in line with the epic. And there are some really tough bits that are soon coming up at this point in Angmar. I think the game uses some kind of weird maths where on level quests and enemies give the most XP. Would it not make more sense for... Don't you get more XP if they're slightly over your level, though? I don't particularly want to take on that one. I will take on this kind of map, though. I mean, that's 408 XP for killing one spider, whereas I'm pretty sure on level it wouldn't be anywhere near that. I don't particularly want to take on two of them at the same time, though. I don't mind challenge, but suicide's a completely different mission altogether. I don't know why there isn't a spider slayer in Angmar. Plenty of them. Right, where is our quest giver? Up this way somewhere. I think there's a slightly higher XP gain for higher level. Yeah, so it would... It seemed... I thought it was an equalizing system such that by gaining more XP by fighting higher mobs, it accelerates how quickly it is before you are on level with them. The same the other way, in that it slows it down when you're massively over level, so that by the time you are ready to move on, you're not too over leveled, if that makes sense. That is until festivals mess with it altogether, if you're not using a Stone of the Tortoise through a festival. Right, so... I know I will die in this village if I get too close to it at this level, I know categorically, and I'd rather not die twice on stream, if it's all the same with yous. Typical. I also can't cleanse this susceptibility to poison because it's a level 49 resistance. Right, so here's our dude.
You risk your life to come here.
Yes, I know. You were sent here by the woman of the south. Here, take this scroll. My people are suspicious. I must go at once. Need to go back to Lorniel. And then... Oh, the Moravel see you. I must go. Great. Fabulous. Yes, but you can still be stung by bees, Moraval. Delightful sound. The other thing I can do to help boost is to occasionally pick up... Oh, I'm a tailor. I haven't actually got that far for... Where am I with prospecting? Artisan. Oh dear, I'm going so fast for easy. That's a good point. At least I'm deeding in other regions. Right. It's always a revelation when you tab back to the window and see the etch. She's very... Yeah, those Maraval are very creepy. Oh, Sam, no, no, no. They say things like, come here so I can drain your blood. I mean, that's hardly the right kind of greeting you want, is it? So I've got my level 43 Frown of Concentration on. Right. So yes, we could just run back to Gathforthnear, but people have seen enough of me riding a horse, so I will fight my way through until I have almost like no choice but to. When there's no mobs in between me and Gathforthnear, then I will gladly mount. Sam. Is it one of those acquired tastes things? Family friendly responses only, please. I think Angmar's the first time you meet Moravile. Oh look, another spider. They then crop up again in Moria, which is horrible. They're in various places in Moria as well. I had not clocked how long things would take to kill, but then again I've not really ever tried until this Beorning stream, being 6 levels under. Not something I would normally choose to do. I'm trying to use an approach now that I am doing with my Warden series, which is try not to freak out. If you die, you die, but it's fine. But freaking out just stops you from thinking clearly. Oh look, this one's only 5 levels under. Right. But I know I can't cleanse. What's the level of cleanse? Oh, I can do 48. Oh, I might be able to cleanse that one then. Yes, okay. Good. Now then, where are we? Heading in the right direction. That's all that matters. The Lost Boys are one of my favourite movies, and I watched it about the same age as younger brother. The Lost Boys, is that a Peter Pan movie, or is that something unrelated? You're gonna say no, it's a horror movie, and I have no idea about horror at all. Right, now I've got to re-find that path to Gathforthnear. Vampire movie, but named after the Peter Pan kids. Oh, that's just warped. Take something that's, you know, nice and something you'd read to your kids. Although I debate, like, some supposed nursery rhymes reading to kids. Some of the nursery rhymes are just disturbing when you think about them. Right, we're nearly at a point where I will choose to mount, but the only way we're going to deal with these levels, and I could do with at least being level 44, so mobs are 4 and 5 over rather than 5 and 6, because it will cause us, or at least it will cause me major issues once we have to go further into Angmar, because I won't be able to do that against groups of more than 2 before it's unworkable. And I don't particularly want to have the last hour or so of my stream of me just dying constantly. As fun as that must be for other people to see. think armoured carapaces. I need to keep task items now. Armoured carapaces are monstrous filth, might be, and broken great swords might be as well. Let me just double check that. Tasks are now available to players on level and higher. Ha 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 ha! I'm under-leveled even for tasks. Right. I definitely need to do some off-stream leveling then. Hey ho. Dracula is super gross. Oh, where did this one come from?
Could I speak with you a moment?
Yeah, I won't read that because I'm not convinced I will do that quest yet. Dracula was attractive after he's got his fair share of blood and could walk around in the sunlight. So, what did you do on stream today? Well, we discussed the relative attractiveness of vampire women and Dracula. As you do. Milestone! And sell trash, and then we'll turn in that quest and see what happens.
At your service, and your families.
Oh, I haven't actually taken my stuff out of pending loot. I have required an essence. It's of incoming healing, and I'm not dealing with essence gear on level 76, so I'm not bothering on this one. That's the funny thing with movies and books, isn't it? It's all subjective, and games for that matter.
What do you need?
Did you find Rachnal? Ah, that must be the scroll he told me of. Let me see it.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I fear we may have been deceived, Azil, for this scroll is written in black speech, and may say nothing of value. I cannot say, for black speech is not a tongue with which I am familiar. Even so, I would know what this says. Perhaps the elf Lairden may have some proficiency in this writing. He is an old friend of my father's, and is here in Gathforth near. Take this scroll to him, and ask him his opinion. If it may help us free my father, then we must learn its secrets at once. And now we introduce one of the main characters of the story at this point, the elf Muppet Lairden. You won't learn why he's a Muppet in this stream, maybe the next one. This girl's useful. It may say this or that, but I can't read it, so... It might just be a shopping list, but please, get it dealt with. So here we are with Lairden the elf. Let me just take one without the quest icons on it. There we go.
A shadow.
Alas, I have never taken the time to learn the cruel mutterings of the orcs. I have no desire to speak with them by any means save my sword. If this scroll did indeed come from Kalndum, Elrond Half-Elven may have an interest in it, and he assuredly knows the black speech. Go to Rivendell and seek out the master of the last homely house, if you would know the answer to your riddle. Right, now the question is, do we spend time going and doing that just to come back here? Or do we go pick up some quests? I think the best thing probably, if we're getting into, we've got red mobs, is maybe to go back to the dwarf keep and pick up some quests. If everyone's okay with that. Else you'll just see me riding around on my horse around Rivendell rather than around Angmar. So, if I remember to unlock it, the dwarf keep was Gabil something? Gabil Chateur? Not pronounced with the French accent
What
that I
do you
just put on
need?
it. Gabil Chateur, maybe. Right, let's go pick up some of the dwarf quests then. Thankfully it's swift travel, so it won't take us very long. Lovecraft is actually on a list of authors I refuse to read. So what's the criteria then for being on your blacklist of authors you don't read, librarian? We won't have that person's books in my library. Right, as we have the stable master unlocked, I will actually set the milestone back here now. Right, so let's pick up some quests then. I think this should be more manageable around here. So, if we go to
Might I take a moment of your time?
Do you know aught of the Lord of Angmar? Well, no matter, you will learn. If Nethror will have anything to say about it, he is in a lonely vale, the Lanan, far to the east of here, musing on the 7 sentinels. I have no doubt he could use your assistance. Let's just go to a different area. Right.
Might you lend
Here
me
we
an
go.
ear?
Might you lend me an ear? I can't do that voice for very long. We are fortunate you have arrived when you did. We have hidden in the shadow of Angmar for so long, but now we have been discovered. An orc scout stumbled into our halls a few days ago and escaped before we could slay him. Now the orcs attack us regularly, and it's only going to get worse if what I suspect is true. One of the dwarves returned and told us that the orcs are felling the trees north of here, and that could only mean one thing. They are making siege weapons with which to attack us. We have to slow down or halt their work. If you wish to help us, go to Ongbisok, north of here, and defeat the orcs you find there. Gather their tools such as axes, picks and saws and bring them here. I'm too far away
Will you
from the
help
quest
me?
giver, apparently. Okay, and then there's one up here.
Will you help me?
I'm always glad to do my share of the work here at Gabil Satur, as long as every other dwarf here pulls his own weight. It can be frustrating to be chosen for guard duty when you have found a promising load, but that is sometimes the way of it. If you don't mind helping out an eager miner, you could mine the gems from the rocks I have had to leave behind. You would be doing me a great service, and the wealth of Gabil Satur would only be improved by your assistance. The rocks in question are north. Follow the road northwards until you turn east into Godathlad. Through the sparse trees you will come to the entrance of Maythad. Cave claws often gather in the rocks outside Maythad, so use care while mining the gems.
Well met.
And one more, I think. There's a quest ring over there somewhere. It must be up this level. Let's pick up one more, because we'll have to come back
Will
anyway.
you help me?
Call at your service. Things were looking rather hopeless around here, but with you around, perhaps we will stand a chance in surviving. If we can get enough provender, that is. Now, everyone here is all excited about the orcs, and it's true that food isn't much of a problem if an orc has lopped off your head. However, I'm not much with an axe, so I'll spend my time worrying about what I can help with, and that's food. We only have enough provisions for a few more days, and I think it's time to look for other sources of food. I'm reluctant to bring it up, but I've heard that the orcs eat Norboglir legs and slug tongues. Ugh, those slugs are really creepy. And while I'm sure provender is not much for taste, it keeps them alive. It might do the same for us as well. Could you gather some legs and tongues found in this area? This just reminds me of that horrible toad stew you can choose to make for the poor Brelanders in the Troll Shores. Right, I'll come back to this guy if we have time. This one that's by the task board. So, Desperate Straits, Tools of the Orcs. Where's that orc camp? Up here and to the east. Okay, let's go bash some orc heads, shall we? If slugs is the first thing in their provision, I guess they need a new guy in that position. Yes, I know food is important. Oh, these ones are still 5 levels over. It's definitely best that we come back here then. These slugs are really gross. They stick their tongues out all the time. And they're not just slugs, these are leeches. Just horrible. Well, at least if we have to defeat enough slugs for the dwarves to eat, we should level again, all things being equal. Not that all things are equal. I'll let you two carry on your conversation about books. I actually don't mind. So long as people feel free to chat, then that's all well and good. There's actually no point going into bear mode when the thing's that dead. Right, what's the other thing we're collecting here? Norboglier legs. Okay, that's fine, let's do that. So there's a wonderful Norbog, although it's right next to a worm, so... Norboglier. And we'll make our way towards the orc bashing. Oddly, I really enjoy killing slugs in the Shire. Yeah, they take on a different meaning and character in Angmar. It won't surprise you to learn. Also, they don't tend to group together. You have to run around the marsh a few times to get the Slug Slayer deed. With the 30-minute Slayer deed boost that you get in the gift box, I finished last night's slaying on Ezilv. I did the Troll Slayer in the Lowlands, and then went as fast as I could to the Shire and did Wolf Slayer and Spider Slayer. I think both gave me virtues that I'm using, so it was very useful. So I suspect then the orcs will also be red, so maybe I should do this quest first and hope that we can gain enough XP to push us a bit. 400 XP for killing a slug. I'll have that, thank you very much. It's not good when a Norbog actually can get a critical hit on you, that's quite embarrassing. Understandable for 5 levels under as they still are. Okay. Now that thing is disgusting. Yeah, these creatures, they're a bit like, they're related in kind to, if I can, they're related to Nika-breakers, or they look like Nika-breakers at least. They've got a closer kin in Evendim. Oh, have I got all the slug ones? Yes, I need the Norbogliers. There we go. But yeah, no, these things are unpleasant if you look at them, you know, close up. So don't. If an enemy looks gross close up, just don't look. Nope, need another Norbog. I can see one. There's one up here. Oops, wrong one. Right, so we've got that. The tools of the orcs is a level 47, so that's a mere 4 levels over our level. So we can go try that. Oh look, the sky's gone in a very lovely shade of green. You know those corpses you can never take a look at? No, I made the mistake of looking at the corpses that you have to burn in the Lowlands as well, and they're so disturbing. So disturbing. It must be a horrible, horrible job to have to do. I'm going to design an NPC who's been mauled to death with a look of horror on their face. And then I'm going to go home and have a few drinks so that I can forget the stuff I've been designing at work. I mean, hats off to people that can, you know, stomach that kind of design, but that wouldn't be my choice of a role at a gaming. I'm not sure I'd be very good at it either. Yeah, they're disgusting. It's just really gross. It's a job you have to do, or someone has to do, to make this, I suppose, a believable world, but still. I'm glad it's not me, let's say. Ah, these are easier. They're only these are easier. Oh, sense of perspective, FJ. Remember this, the day that you said, oh, 4 levels over is much more manageable. I don't think I will choose to bring my warden here this much under level. These orcs hit quite hard. So, I've forgotten what the aims are here, so we're collecting tools from them. Right, so axes, picks and saws. Oh, and try not to die. That too. So we only have to kill enough orcs to get all the tools we're trying to nick. And they could come from any of the orcs. So let's pick off the ones that are singular, although we'll just show we can go up against groups of 2. 3 or 4 levels over. And I've aggroed 3 this time, so this could be interesting. Oh no, doing alright. Although I do need to heal a bit, or at least get some heal over times going. Just obvious noticeable difference between the speed of killing a level 46 and the speed of killing a level 47. So these streams are making me do things I would never have chosen to do before, which I'm going to say is a good thing. However uncomfortable it makes me feel. Right, so where are we at? We still need orc picks. Where are the gem-bearing rocks quest? Oh, a bit further north. Okay. Probably should have eaten some honey cake before coming into this area. Never mind, we'll keep going. I don't care that you serve Saruman! Have some bees in your face. That's much more entertaining. Which ones carry the picks then? Am I killing the wrong kinds of orcs? Maybe. I didn't fully read the quest text. Sam, are you referring to the other one being just north of Imlad Balkorth? Because there's some rep quests up there that's a I wouldn't call it a settlement, but it is a camp. None of those have picks. Ah, so is it just the archers? So do you mean here? Because there are some dwarves up here, but it's more a camp than a settlement. At least I would say so. Zoomed in a corpse of a deer lately and should not have done it. No, just don't. Just don't. I mean, hats off to the people who do this design. They do it so well that it's disturbing. but some things are definitely best experienced from a distance. None of these... Oh no, that makes sense. Sam, just want to make sure I was talking about the same thing and I wasn't missing some other dwarf actual settlement. Oh. Trying to interrupt and I was just using the slap emote over and over again. Really need to put something else on my 2 key. Right, so I need one more pick. So I guess I'm looking for one more skirmisher, archer. Is there one up there? What's that mob there? Nope, that's a warrior. That's also a warrior. There's no skirmishers. Let's try back down the hill. Sometimes with this under-level thing, by the time you've done one set of fights, others have respawned because you're taking... Ah, there we go. Because you're hardly killing them quickly when you're this under-level. Right, so now we need to get out here and go up and try and get some of these gems for the dwarves. We might be on the threshold of pure evil itself, but I still want to mine for gems, please. That sounded like, I could eat a horse, said the orc. Out that way. Okay, so we're away from that particular camp. But let's take a peek down here. I haven't done this part of Angmar for the last 2 characters. Taking what Nelnada said earlier, and I want to get out of here as quickly as possible, usually. Apparently trying to go quickly, as we discovered in this stream, means you have to go back and take it steadier. Else you end up far too underleveled and can't even pick up the quests. Never mind. So then, we are nearly in the right bit, but I think, are there orcs in here as well? Yes, there are, and we were told there would be cave claws. I thought that would be obvious because corpses. And some people can have one of the strange... You know that look of horror when it's something so horrible you can't help but look? Maybe it's that. Yes, I appreciate... quite a few people have chatted today, which has been lovely. But I also appreciate that people want to... if they want to lurk. And I know a load of people have, and I really appreciate people doing that. So, thank you. Right, that's the gem-bearing rock. We're going to have to probably fend off a load of cave claws at the same time. Right, so I need to actually get back to the Troll Shores on my own time to finish artisan prospecting. Whoops, that was an oversight. I mean, I'm gradually catching up on deeds anyway, so I've done Breeland and all but the really annoying deeds in the Lonelands now. So it'll be on to North Downs next. So eventually I'll catch up anyway, but... Zin would be here, should have... Oh... Say hi to Zin for me, and pass my regards and thoughts on, please. I know what those nights are like. I don't have the same thing going on as Zin, but I know when you've had a bad pain night, it leads to a bad pain day, or at least a very drained day afterwards. So, yeah, please do say hi for me. Oh, Sam, you're just making me hungry with comments like that. Oh, yay, we did all of those over-leveled quests. Right, we can hand them in. Well, I'm glad I did all that wandering around on my horse, because it kind of makes up for the fact that we've had a bit of challenge. Oh, we're also picking up some Rangers of Esteldin rep from the Orcs in Angmar here as well. Orc campaign medallions. Right, so we can let's turn some of these quests in then. So, Tools of the Orcs. Good work, Beorning, you have done well. I will see that these tools are melted down. At least their metal will serve as well. Unfortunately, it appears I was too late in sending you there to frustrate the Orcs' plans. Sadly, I have learned that they were further along than I thought. So presumably we need to go back then, do we?
Greetings. Will you help me?
Oh, that's a fellowship quest. So we won't be doing that because I'm not intentionally committing suicide in Angmar. Oh, no, Sam. Yeah, just pass her my regards as well, and just let her know it's okay to go steady. Because sometimes we tell ourselves that we should do things whether we feel up to it or not, when actually the reality is sometimes we just have to stop, and it's okay to stop. So yeah, please do pass on my regards as well. You have my thanks, Azilv. I would rather mine, but I'm a dwarf who knows his duty and would never gainsay my betters. So it's only right that we have mined these gem-bearing rocks after all. Everyone is the victor. Take this as a reward with my good regards.
Come and stay a moment.
I did not have time to recover a hoard of gems I had mined within the canyons of Gorothlad. I felt it a bit near to the cave claw nests in the southern Gorothlad, and the filthy creatures likely have it surrounded. Can you recover the gem hoard for me? Is that back to you? Where's the gem hoard? Hidden gems. Yep, we may as well do these while they're available. Where's the Desperate Straits quest giver? Oh, yeah, that's in here as well. Okay. And the Secret Swords, is that the same quest giver? No. Whose Secret Swords then? The Secret of the Swords. Ah, over there. We'll go that way in a minute. Okay.
What do
So you are back. Let me see what you have there. Oh my, it is worse than I thought. What vile creatures those orcs are if they live off food such as this. And the smell. Perhaps there's something we can add to make it taste less vile. That's a route to making a really horrible concoction, isn't it?
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
Collect drake eggs. Level 48 small fellowship. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. Right. Let us hoof it a bit further east, then back into Gorothlad. Yeah, I can appreciate that, Sam. It's just that I needed to level a bit first.
Come and stay.
Oh, here we go. There's one. You came here alone from the west. I suppose there is more to you than one would guess at a glance. Here you can be indeed some help to us. I am charged with the protection of Gabel Sathra, and this has become quite a challenge since an orc scout discovered our outpost, as we heard earlier. Now we're constantly harassed by the orcs, and I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. If you can slay some of those orcs, though, we might get a bit of breathing space. I'm not picky. Slaying any Blogmal or Krajan arc you encounter in Eastern Malahad is enough. Although to be most helpful, you should slay some of their warriors and skirmishers. Oh, And some defilers as well. I'm not picky, but I also kind of am. Every type of orc. Right. I was hoping to have hit level 44 by turning in a couple of orange and a red quest. But no, not yet. One of the few times you actually see what is quite a pleasant... and it disappeared. If I just head back into the cleft a bit, it should return. Yeah, you kind of have to, if you want to get that kind of screenshot, you have to go really quickly before it turns to green. So, we're going to come up here. We've got a quest giver here, and then over for the hidden gems there, and then I'm hoping we might hit level 44, which might help us grab some more quests in Gathforth Neo. Possibly next time, depending. Might have to go back to Misty or start some stuff in Forachel ahead of time. Mel wants so much to watch a bear stream, just think of the puns. Yeah, unfortunately I can only do one weekend stream, and I'm a creature of habit. Yeah, when health falls and takes over, most other plans have to take a back seat, because the reality is if you try to push through when you shouldn't, you actually end up making it worse and making yourself less able to do it. All these mutant pony-sized bugs, but the bees are still tiny. It's hard to bring poodle-sized bees with you when you're travelling. Never was a truer word said. What do you call a bear with no teeth? It's going to be a pun, isn't it? I'm actually kind of glad the bees stay tiny, but it's weird. A bear with no teeth. Gummy bear! A gummy bear! Tell me that's the answer, because it's a clever answer. Yes! Gummy bear. Ha 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 ha. Mel would be so proud. I've never heard that one before. Ah. Not need heart to come back. Need one more Orc Defiler, that was a bit intense. Defiler. Skirmisher. Ah, there you are. Yay! Right, so now we need to go in that direction. Oh, the direction we are in fact walking in. To go do the gem haul quest. I thought there was another random quest giver out here somewhere. Am I? I don't care if this has only got fluff in the bottom of it, it's my loot chest. A few silver coins and fluff. Right, okay, assuming I'm not being pursued, which I'm not, let's get on a horse. And get some breathing space, right. Now then, can't just go the way the raven flies. Of course, in fact, I am going for a quest giver. At least I think I am. Just got to work my way around. On my very first move, I Super Mario Bros. Theme and Legend of Zelda theme. I wasn't so happy when she inherited the phone. Thank you for this phone. And my next two questions are... Hi, Marek here. Good to see you. I accidentally went into the wrong area at the start of this stream, Marek here, so I actually did have a defeat as a Beorning, which was sad. I'm not sure that has happened to us before, certainly not in any streams. And here's our random quest giver now. Sometimes he gives me a quest, and sometimes he doesn't. Secret of the Swords.
How can I be of service?
Well met, stranger. I have tarried here long, seeking to unravel a mystery from times past. Perhaps you can help me. Banfuir at least believes you have some skill, else he would not have sent you. Look upon the 7 statues behind me. Doubtless you know that they are each missing a sword which they once held. This place is one of ancient evil, something I have long studied, and know too well the scars that have been left in its wake. This loathsome place may be where the doom of the northern kingdoms was wrought, but I will speak no more of it until I have recovered all 7 swords. And he doesn't give you a quest. Are you actually supposed to go in that door? No, it's locked. I wonder whether there's another quest giver somewhere that I've never found correctly. Right. Hobbits are used to the feat. He's pretty casual about his long study of ancient evil. Yeah, a bit too casual maybe. But you see, he's not actually given me another quest. I don't know whether he's supposed to or not. You cannot go in until you found all the swords. Which makes sense, but there's no quest to find the swords. Is that a special thing you have to just randomly start finding then? I'm pretty sure I've never done that quest line. It's just odd that you don't get a quest note saying now go find the swords, so it leads me to forgetting about it. Oh, I can pick up black ash, good, because my woodworker needs that. So I need to go up here and backtrack up and round to get down to the hidden gems. My throat's starting to hurt. But Maraki, you'll be gratified to know that we've been fighting mobs 4 or 5 and sometimes 6 levels over, and haven't died since I strayed into what I'm pretty sure is a small fellowship area up here because I was trying to get north when I should have gone the long way round. But we haven't actually died since that point. It's kind of a deed instead. There are various locations. It's almost impossible to find them all unless you cheat. Well, yeah, and I would with something like that because I don't think I've ever found them, and I'm not very good at wandering with a purpose. I'd get too distracted by, you know, trying to stay alive, at least in Angmar at this level. Now then, where does he think this load of gems is? Down that path, maybe? Let's assume yes. Can be hard to hit them, all the deflects. Yeah, deflects, parry, avoidance. Oops. Thankfully I just sort of out-endure these higher level mobs. Staying alive is a distraction. Yes, it is. It sounds like the kind of deed I'd only do once I was well over level, so you can at least wander freely. I guess when this was the last available region, that something like that was given as a... Some people call it a time sink, but I'm not sure why that's a negative thing. So that people had to explore all of Angmar to find the answers, I suppose. Now then, can I... Usually you can go past cave claws and not aggro them, I think. Yes. The quest to try and send you to locations were on the way when you pass them, but only works if you take the exact routes the game makers hope you... Ah! Hi Tellerian, I know you've been in the room pretty much all the time, but I don't tend to interrupt people's lurking. So I'm trying to find a load of gems. Remember, did all 7 swords too often. Well, it might be something I can add to my things I should do list. Right, I was just making sure the cave claws hadn't actually swallowed the gems. So I guess somewhere in this cave I'm going to find them. I hope. Ah, there we go. The question will be whether Talinchromates aren't normal. Nothing wrong with that, but... Collected the gem hoard. Yay! I don't particularly want to kill a whole bunch of cave claws just for the heck of it. So after doing these quests, we'll only have gained potentially 1 more level. We're going to need more than that to... It just means I'm going to have to do some stuff off my own back. That's fine. I can do the north of... Misty or Starkfire Hell or something. Right, let's get on the horse. The thing is, it's quite terrifying in one sense when you play something often enough how easily it becomes in memory. So even on my second time to Moria, for example, I'm not getting lost half as much, even though it was months and months ago that my first character was there. I've still forgotten quite a lot, but I was surprised myself how much I'd remembered just by repeated exposure to it, I suppose. No worries, look after yourself now. Sorry most of this stream's been randomly running around, but we're making progress. You enjoy your streams too, and take care. Honestly, I cannot tell you any occasions running around in Angmar will trigger some kind of memory to run to that. Ah, yeah, one of those... I couldn't give you the direct information. Thanks, Nell, that means a lot, thank you. For, Mara, I have not mispronounced it since you yelled in mock, horror at my mispronunciation. It was before the time that I had actually started reading Tolkien again. And I purposefully have now been reading the appendices, etc., and trying to pronounce things correctly. So in one sense, thank you, but no, since you first told me off for saying it incorrectly, I don't anymore. Hi Menoras, good to see you. Just say Finland instead of Farachel. Yes, I think someone pointed me towards an article about how much Tolkien was inspired by Finland, and presumably many other cultures at that. I've lost my way out. Really odd getting ranges of Esteldine. Isn't Forachel translated to white cold area with long riding and deadly water? The deadly water only exists in Syrikila though, doesn't it? I could be wrong, but I thought it only existed in Syrikila. Yes, Kulondim is pronounced with a K sound, like Celeborn and things like that. It is pronounced with a K sound rather than a C sound. And I double checked one of the appendices in. What is the appendices in? I'm currently rereading the Silmarillion. And yes, C's are pronounced as a K. So yes, and also the idea with the Elvish speech, which is I think is mostly Sindarin, is that you put emphasis on the second syllable, so it's Kulondim rather than Kulondim. It's Kulondim. You know, you try to overpronounce the second syllable of words rather than the first. All the water will damage you, but there are walls of certain death in the water. Yes, I haven't swum out that far to look for the walls of certain death. And all the waters in Forachel don't damage you. The pools of water when you first arrive at... I can't remember its name. I want to say Capukota. Oh, I was going to be right. Here, you can go in that water and it doesn't touch you at all. And in fact, the little pools just outside Syrikila don't, whereas all the pools inside Syrikila do. So it seems to change depending on which water it is you're approaching, apparently. And I said it before, yes, Tolkien hated soft C sounds. He would not... Oh yes, let's calibrate together. Out of bag space again. Please level me to 44. I think I might have to start Forachel this evening on Azilv. Normally I'd change characters, but no, I don't think that'll be happening today.
Well met.
Oh good, you have returned! You have done well, but I fear that your efforts may have come to naught. The orcs are moving on us.
Will you help me?
Ah yes, we get a little instance here, don't we? It seems that defeating those orcs to the north was not enough. A scout sent word that a band of Blogmal and Karjar orcs are approaching Gabil Satur. They must have been angered by your assault. Please join the other guards and help defend. Hurry! I will, once I've handed in the other quests. Referring to the bay, not the pool. Yeah, I've not actually gone in the water here. I thought I touched it down here, down by the shipwreck. But so, is it about here? There's a wall of death that even if you make it that far, you just insta-die. It's not something I've, you know, really felt like doing. Gemstones. Yeah, my throat is starting to hurt now. Well done, Azil. I have done more good for Gabaltatur while on guard duty than I ever did while mining. Those gem-bearing rocks mined with all due haste, and a hoard of gems retaken from the cave claws almost as quickly. You deserve all the credit, of course. Do not let me understate your accomplishments. Take this reward. It has been well earned.
Might you lend me an ear?
Not everyone here does as he is told. Arngrim is one of those. He's been acting strangely for a while now, but he has not refused direct orders until recently. He was ordered to return to Gabaltatur for guard duty against the orcs. And just as I was, only he didn't. He has long claimed that there was mithril to be found in this land, though every dwarf knows it to be madness. Yeah, doesn't matter if someone mentions mithril, makes you go mad anyway. But his delay in returning can only be explained by this cause. He thinks he has found some. If you're willing to help me with this one last thing, I'll be very pleased. Arngrim may have abandoned his senses, but he is still a dwarf, and we owe him this much. Look for him atop the ridges on the very southern reaches of Imlad Balcorth, to the north of this outpost. Ah. Is he up there then? No, not quite, he's here. Okay. We may pick that up then. But we've now got red quest rather than orange. I grew up at Tanning Street, beware furry critters. Yes, indeed. Right, I think the vendors are up here. I need to get rid of some junk before we see whether I can do this red level quest or not.
Of what help may I be to you?
Do you have something for this sore throat? Get rid of most of it. I want the black ash, however, and any rep items, and those. Yes. Oh, managed to gain a gold during this session. It's not bad going. Just getting rid of the rep items. Where's the wall ashes? Down here. There we go. Right. Let's have a go at this red level quest. Oh, who are you? I've not seen you before.
Hear me out,
That's a
traveler.
fellowship quest. No. Just no. And I think we already found this one was a fellowship quest. I don't know why I have the Beorning's Rush on a different hotkey to my guard's charge. Strange. Okay. Snarf some honey cake. Go for some hope because I've got loads of those tokens across my characters, and let's give this a go.
Well met.
See if we can defend this place and not die. It's not even an instance, it's literally they come in. So, guess I've got to hope that A, I survive, or B, another random player comes in. Guards, form up! Prepare to repel the assault! Yes, sir. I'll wait for them to come near the dwarves. Right, let's go! Should really take out the defilers first. That would make a lot of sense. Another defiler, yeah. Okay, I've only got one interrupt. I can't interrupt everybody. I presume there's going to be another attack. Looking like it. Yep, I have a honey cake. They only last 5 minutes, so I'm hoping I don't have to snarf another one mid. Do with some more rock, but hey, we'll manage. So much shouting and yelling. Hey, everyone, pause the battle. I need a snack. Seems reasonable to me. Ah, I should have kept on the divider. Oops. Need more raw. That should do it. Yeah! That was all a bit bonkers. And no loot from any of those orcs. Darn it. Have to wait for him to just, you know, I sidle back to his guard post before I can turn in the quest. I can walk backwards faster than you're walking forwards. Come on, I want to turn in the quest so I can move on. Hurry up, dwarf. Master dwarf. By Durin's beard, did you see that? That raiding party was much smaller than any who have raided us in the past. Your efforts weren't for naught, and perhaps after the setback they suffered today, they will think twice about coming here again. Hopefully their pride will prevent them from telling any of their masters that a few dwarves defeated them so soundly. It seems that a few dwarves and a bear. Come on. It seems that for now we are safe. You have our thanks, and what little reward I can give you, I will. Hi, Kenahans, however you prefer it to be pronounced. The question of am I doing well is a very, what's the word? It's a loaded question. Yeah, Ken is fine. Let's do that. Some people like their whole handle to be used. Right, so we're gonna go try and find the break from orcs slogging and find this dwarf up at Imlad Balcorth. Hope I am well-ish. Yeah, not too bad. I'll be resting once I've caught up on LOTRO family after this stream. I'll probably still carry on gaming until family get back, but I will need to rest. I love my streams, but they do leave me very tired because not only because I've got the chronic pain, chronic fatigue thing, but because I'm an introvert as well. So I just hope people in my kin haven't been too annoyed that I've been. They don't get annoyed that easily, but I've not really chatted to them in chat because I can't talk to you guys here, do the thing, and also text chat anywhere. I'm not that good at multitasking. Right, so I don't think I've followed this quest chain before in Angmar, probably because I'm like, why have I not made it further north yet? I'm really annoyed we haven't hit level 44. I thought after all that we would have. Ah, it's always good to have an in-game name mentioned out of game because people I don't always know. I don't always recognise people by their character names or Twitch handles, for example. So, and then again, I don't always remember the conversations either because of having a horrible memory. But you know, I recognise that character name, Ken. So Yes, good to see you in a Twitch scenario. Almost extroverted in Twitch chats. I find it's easy to seem extroverted when you're text chatting. Less so like this kind of chat, let's say. Yes, when you said sin, I understood, or I don't know how you pronounce it, kin. Kinarian, Sinarian. Right, so I'm gonna have to barge all the way through. It's been a while since I've seen you in game actually, Sin. It's just maybe a timing thing of not crossing paths. This is the only way I probably seem extroverted too. C as in S. Yes, I thought that's how it was pronounced for some reason. Get out my way, you dumb orc! Thank you. Sorry, Uruk. I'm trying to find a dwarf and you're stopping me from finding it. Been playing a bit of The Secret World, not a game I've heard of. They're so noisy. You almost think evil would win more if they put all that yelling energy into, you know, fighting the forces, but let them use their voice energy, I don't mind. Darn it. I mean, Kin has generally been quieter recently. I wonder if there's just, you know, summer holidays or things like that that are involved. But there's been a few names I've not seen around quite as often. Right, where's this dwarf? I do have a dwarven minstrel by the name of Skaljan on 10 servers, but other than that, there are almost no other name I've managed to catch on all servers. And I'm only on 2 servers myself, so. Main premise: every mythical creature you heard of exists, and 3 factions try to keep it more or less a secret. Oh look, it's another mention of that Illuminati thing. The Enlightened Ones, allegedly. The cat is now headbutting me. He's probably forgotten his bowl is already full. I have definitely never done this quest line before. Where's this dwarf? Am I now too high up? No, I reckon he's up here. Hello? This could be the worst place to be mining for mithril. Oh, just to prove a point. See? Your bowl is already full, cat. Sometimes his eyes just bore into the back of my head. Mithril lover dwarf. Yes, I don't know what your. I'm using a different app for chat. So I don't know what your handle ought to read. Jason5283. I'm just getting little squares. Sorry.
What do you want?
You are here to steal, aren't you? My mithril! My beautiful, lovely mithril! The voice has told me so! Oh boy. The true sweet voice of the mithril. Nay, get it back, I say! Do not make me! Don't make me! Oh, now I've got to fight him. Seriously. You'll never take my mithril. I didn't want it! Bless my beard, what came over me? Thank you for setting me right, my friend. I hit him over the head with a gigantic club, and he's saying, yeah, thank you. Oh, what? And then they actually want me to go all the way back down there. No, I don't think so. We'll be in game tomorrow, though, with wine. We actually have a little bit of wine in the house, although I'm mostly using it to numb my mouth ulcers at the moment. Hi, Sir Thomas. In my head canon decided all my dwarves love rock and metal. Clever, Sam, clever. Okay, so we've kind of hit a logical point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream there, get a brew, and go and level a bit, so that when we get back to next week at Garthforthnear, we actually can hit the things better. It's 5 to 5 anyway, so it's close to my normal ending time. Thanks so much for so much chat today, folks. It's been really good. My throat is hurting, but that means we've been talking quite a lot, which is all good. Thank you for patience with me riding around trying to find quest givers. But yes, we have made it. I must be fairly close to the next level, but I have my XP bar hidden, so that's intentional. Anyway, take care. I am streaming Star Wars The Old Republic tomorrow, and usually there is LOTRO stream who I'm just going to quickly check. LOTRO stream usually kick off about the same time I finish my streams. So please do, if you're a LOTRO player, please do check them out. I doubt they're live now. They don't tend to go live until the hour. No, they're not at the moment. So anyway, if I don't see you on my Saturday stream at 2 PM UK time tomorrow, I will see you back here hopefully on Friday for another Beorning stream in Angmar. So take care. I'm Panther signing off. So have fun, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.